Welcome back to Railroads TV, everybody, and the 2026 Derby City Classic. This is round number 7, and we are in the 9-ball division. We've got two Shanes at the table. The first is Shane Van Boening, 846 Fargo, and he is playing Shane Wolford, who made his first Moscone Cup appearance a couple of years ago. And personally, I felt like he played pretty good for his first appearance. Shane Wolford does have a loss. We'll get back to that maybe mid-match. This is a race to 9. It is a winner break format. The 9 is racked on the spot. There is a break box. 3-foul rule is in effect. And jump cues are allowed. Okay, he's just kind of switched sides there. SVB really looked like he's been on a mission this week. Playing extremely well. Playing the 1 to the right side, potentially the 3 in the lower left. 3 got kissed in, the 1 came short. He won't be happy about that, but the look to the lower left is not the worst. That is the 4 nearest the 7s. Take another look. The 3 gets kissed by the blue 2. If you really start thinking about what all these balls do, it's just kind of crazy, right? How one ball will crash into another, but then help you down the road. So it's the 4 ball that's really the question in this rack. It's nearest the 7, and that's what he's looking at now. Going to come 3 rails into his line. That looks like it's overhit just a bit. He's going to need a little help here. Oh, SVB, you lucky boy. Probably the most decorated player of all time, in my opinion, playing tournaments and rotation pool. Mastered all the games. So I think a little love rub here and there will do him just fine. You can come once or twice to the left long rail here. It's all choice. I don't know if he can beat the 8 drawing out. So if he can't beat the 8 drawing out, he'll be forced to go forward. Come up in between the 9 and 8. This would be a high left ball. Actually didn't put much spin on it, just to maintain a good angle. And very quickly, game number 1. I'm going to go to Captain America, the South Dakota Kid. Whichever you would like. 846 Fargo, 5-time U.S. Open champion. He has titles in every discipline. Shane Wolford ended up losing his match in round, I believe it was round 3, 9-8 to Mike Bandy. And I feel like I've heard the name, but I'm not very familiar. But he must play pretty decent. He did beat Wolford 9-8. 701 players this year at the Derby City Classic. Wants to make that adjustment. The 1 was way short last time, so he'll catch him a bit thicker. Yeah, and he's so good at the quick adjustments. And a really nice look at the blue, too. Draw the cue ball twice to the third rail above the 9. Ideal, really. Now clear on the 2, like I said. I don't know if he's got a drawback angle, kind of like where he's going towards the 9. If so, maybe he could pound forward or he could just stop. It's hard to tell. Maybe he can draw or pound off the left rail. No, just stopping. It's things like these that I try to recognize, when he takes a little bit more time around the table, make sure he needs to be in a certain position so he wants to know exactly where he wants to be. This is, all signs of a veteran player. They really recognize those positions that matter most. And I think that that's really key, right? Now, Shane, typically when he's off and running, real comfortable, he doesn't look at much. This is round 7. He's played 2 other events. He's extremely deep into the 1 pocket. Does not have a loss in the 1 pocket. I think he finished 6th in the bank pool, so he is in the running for the master of the table. I think he can avoid the 7 here. Yeah, and that was probably by design. Yeah, big drawback. He doesn't want to get flat. He's good. Nobody amps up better than Shane. I've talked about it. He stops the cue on impact. It's very abnormal, but it works for him. Watch the cue tip here. You will not find another elite player that can do that or that does do that. We definitely don't recommend it when we're teaching. Quickly, effortlessly. 2-0 go to the 5-time U.S. Open champion, SVB. $701 players in the event. And that is Ralph Suke up top. He's been pretty quiet this week. Just covered him at the Legends Cup in Manila. Earl Strickland, Efren Reyes, Ralph Suke, Francisco Bustamante. Earl ended up getting the money there. Ralph, 57 years young. All right, Shane's dialed the 1 in. And a little of everything else. Yeah, I believe he takes this bank on to the left side. And the reason being is where the 3 is, and the 3 leads good to the 4. So the value is there. Oh man, he is a lucky dog. Did the 7 get him? He banked it quite a ways long there. And the 7 must not have gotten him. It's close, very close. Yeah, kind of just stunned forward on that direct line there. Flirting with danger. Would have liked a little rub on the 4, but I believe he can turn this in. It's close enough. He can get to it very well, right? Right-handed player. Looks like now considering up and down. Pretty good from there. Thinner to the side than it looks, I can guarantee you that. Yeah, much thinner to the side. If he has to hit it with pace to get around the table, I don't know. I mean, he could bank it, but he's not going to. He made it look fairly easy. And this is what he has done so far in the 9-ball event. Just dominate. Born in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 41 years young. He's won major titles in every discipline. 10-ball, 9-ball, 8-ball. And here's the 2-ball he banked long off the back of the 7 into the upper right. Yeah, made a nice shot here, up and down on the 4. And that's really what got him out of the trouble. Not much you can do if you're Wolford. He has not been to the table. So opening up with a 3-piece. Does the body good. Now the 1 short again. That's his MO if he happens to miss it. But here you go, another late drifter. It is into the side pocket as well. Position on the 2 is going to be tricky. Yeah, it's going to be the 8. Well, how do you manage position here? Do you just take a little bit of a chance, or do you go with the 2-3 combination and just try and stay inside the 7-ball here? I think the 3's got a pretty big pocket. Now he's going towards the 2. If he elevates, he'll go up off the top rail and the right long rail. Probably a little safer play, this. This all depends on how big a pocket the 3 has. Because it could be a little misleading. The 4 could be cutting off a piece of it. Got all types of defensive options here, right? If he doesn't want to force the 3, the other problem is that cue ball's kind of going away from the 2. They're both going in an odd direction, so a little uncomfortable there for guaranteed position. No, he's not taking it on. So is it the green 6 he's trying to sliver up behind, or is he going to go all the way up? He's played it off the 4. I didn't even see that one. Really nice. So clever. Yeah, definitely didn't see it. Very, very nice. Utilizing that big pocket off the back of the 4 there. I think he's got to draw all the way out of this. Just going to roll it to the top side of the 4. This is the only angle I have to work with. It's not the worst by any means. It's the best angle we can have. It looks like he's falling a little flat here, but he's not panicking. So I guess he can get to the long rail. Maybe to the upper left with the 5. He's wiggled it in. It's going to be to the side most likely. Yeah, and this is looking to be a 4-piece. Wolford, not yet to the table. Notice the pace picking up as well from SVB. Really picking up. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, SVB up 4 games to 0. 98% favorite to win the match. 701 players in this event. Thank you all for tuning in. Skylar Woodward up in the upper left. Ralph Souquet at the top of the screen. A couple of cold-blooded killers out there right now. Well, the run starts here every single time. He's been getting looks after the break. He has been short to the side with the 1 twice. Make that 3 times, but he has fluked other balls in. And it's always been that black ball, so I wonder if the 5 was on the back side of the rack here or the bottom ball. And it was, so it's going 3 rails into the right side. I've got to touch on this. This is why initially the tours were having the 2 ball racked on the back. But the players immediately figured out that the 2 was just going 3 rails directly to the side pocket. So what they would do is play to make the 1 on the side, and then they would hit it at the pace to where the 2 just laid up in front of the side instead of going in. And they are that good. So they started playing position on the 2 for the side pocket. That's why they moved it to where you have to random rack the 2 ball anywhere in the back, meaning the back corners or the corner pocket or the corner wings, the ball's behind the wings or the back ball, but you have to randomly rotate it. And I believe he's just creeped into position there. It's going to be the purple 4 that's tricky near the 9. Is he worried about getting straight on the 3 maybe? That could potentially cause some problems if he does get straight, so we'll see how he plays this ball. Probably going to try and pound this forward with an inside ball and just get over here below the left side pocket. He just makes it look so easy, generates so much power. Never a question. This will be a 5-pack if nothing goes wrong. His pace is really picked up. Everything's dialed in now. He's got options. He can go 2 rails tight out of the corner or 2 rails around the 9. Oh, he's checked it up. Table biting really good there. Yeah, I think he thought he might have overcut that ball. So a 5-piece nugget meal by SVB, leading 5 games to 0. Wolford, well, we haven't seen him yet. We did see him for the lag, and that's about it. If you guys get a chance, do us a favor, the Railbirds TV on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. They do a lot of work. They do a lot of editing to bring the content to you that's a little bit better than the norm. And they really appreciate you following. And I appreciate it as well. Would like to make the adjustment thicker on the 1 here. Still just short, but he's made the 8 in the corner. This is why he likes to get into them with a lot of power. You can kind of luck another ball in, as they say. Big challenge here, though. Not a pool player's favorite shot to the upper left. He's caught it thick. He's allowed to miss. That was a pretty good little clinic he put on there. I mean, blistered him with a 5-piece from nowhere. Just caught it thick. Position was always going to be there, though. He was okay on the 2. How does Wolford respond to that? Yeah, and there's our answer. He's overcut the 1 out of the gate. You can only imagine how he's feeling. He's trying to maintain an angle here to get on the purple 4, which is here on the right long rail in front of the 9. He's going to drop in behind it, or is he going to play the combination? Yeah, dropping in behind it, but he's forgotten one thing, and that's the red 3. Caught it too thick. This is why the cue ball finished so much further down here as well. Grabbing the jump cue. They are allowed here. He can dig into this, though. He's got a good bridge on the ball because of the rail. So really, you're just thin chopping this. Maybe you can put a bit of low on it if you need to. Now, you did put the low on it. You just caught it a little thick. Hard to buy one right now if you're Wolford. I mean, the 4 looks pretty good to get on with the 9. It seems like it's in a big position, the 9. Yeah, I don't feel like he's going to miss this. I guess you could cut it too thin, maybe catch the rail on the 9 at the same time and overcut it. like that. Okay, this is his third opportunity in game number 5. Excuse me, game number 6. I'm looking at him. He said something to SVB. I don't know what it was. Probably something like, "You miss really good." They're friends. They've spent some time around each other, obviously. I think you've got preference here. I don't know. Do you want to catch the bottom side of this and try and send the cue ball back below the 7 and 9, clipping it rail first? Or do you want to clip the top side of the 4 and send the cue ball up table? I almost like clipping the bottom side of the 4. I feel like the cue ball could track one rail back over below the 7 and 9. You can get the 4 up table. It's a little unconventional. Okay, Wolford with another jump opportunity. It was a good effort there by Shane. He basically did what I was touching on, but he used the second rail as well. You really can't miss this one. If he does miss it, I believe it'll be to the left side of the pocket. Gonna be hard to tell. He's buried it, I believe. He has buried it. Wolford gonna get on the board. Rightly so. Shane's made a few stumbling blocks, a few errors here in game number 6. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for Wolford. If you guys don't know, Wolford had a very large money match. Actually played 2 sets with Anthony Maglino from Florida. The first set was close, and the second set was not. Maglino, from what I understand, won around $200,000. Real US dollars. This kid will really put it up. He puts his money where his mouth is. Plays a lot of poker. Has a great family. They own the Wolf's Den in Roanoke, Virginia. The Battle of the Bowl every year. Probably the biggest ranking event in America for the World 9-Ball Tour. He does break the balls well. Let's get a first look. Shallow with the 1, meaning a thin hit. And that was thin due to where the cue ball finished as well. It didn't seem to have any type of power into it. Really thin. See how the cue ball just dropped way low of the 9? Didn't seem like he spent any time on his aim point either once he was down on the ball. I tell you what, that's one heck of a shot from where he was. He did take a chance just letting the cue ball go, but he felt like the defensive play was just as difficult. The 1 was close to the upper right, so he just chopped it in. Is he looking at the gap between the 7 and the 9 for position? Cutting this to the upper right. He's going to have to put a little right spin on this ball. Well, he came out smelling like a rose. Still got work to do. Can go forward here. The 4 is next, just past the left side pocket up there. He felt comfortable just getting in between the gap. Now it's simply back and forth if you don't feel like holding. Yeah, and recognize how clean the ball goes in the pocket. It's a sign of how dialed in a player is. I don't think there's anybody on the planet that likes to play more than Shane, so this event set up great for him. This is the triathlon of pool. Bank pool, one pocket, finishing it off with 9-ball championship Saturday this year. Coming up, all the finals will be played on the same day. Federgorst won the 10-ball. They call it the Bigfoot Challenge. 16 players to beat John Mora in the finals. Here is that cut shot. Really just kind of took a chance with the cue ball. Did look like it was going towards the lower left anyway. Got a little rub here, but deserved it. Good stuff. SVB putting on a clinic in round number 7. Traditionally been thin with the 1 to the right side. I think he's made it twice. Still thin. I believe the cue ball got kissed, and that's why it's finished high. Otherwise, it was going to finish low as well, which also lends to the thin hit. Yeah, it got a big kiss off the green 6. You gotta believe he's recognized where this one's going, and he's going to make the adjustment. I don't know if he was trying that thick below the 1, but if he was, it was excellent. I've always wondered about this shot here. Because the 1 is so far out into space, do you play off of a particular side to hit the furthest side of the 1, ideally? And I think that that's what he's looking at, but I'm kind of a proponent of framming it full, meaning trying to bury it in the side. If it doesn't go, maybe it flukes cross side, but make sure you get real good contact. Because it's so far out into space, I think it's very tough to hit a specific side. I mean, he's caught the bottom half, and that's why he's World 8-ball champion, World 9-ball champion, 5-time U.S. Open champion, potentially 6. We all want him to get that 6th. I mean, another great kick shot from Wolford. Very classy. And that tells me the first kick that he played was by design as well. Yeah, so trying to come 2 rails off the bottom of the 9 and maybe use the 3, the 2. Just get big separation here. Caught it a little deep. Go at the 9 and maybe draw down off the long rail. Use the 5 and 6 as a backdoor safety. How'd he hit it? Really a very, very solid game from Wolford tactically. A couple of great kick shots and then a nice bank, and the cue ball was sweet as well. So Wolford fighting, showing some heart. Banked it clean into the 9, and this was how he was playing it. He's got to feel good about that. Now, I know Shane broke and run the first 5, but it has not been a break fest. The breaks have been very inconsistent. Table could be breaking bad. There could be a crease in the rack. It's not always the players. Couple of real quick hits for Wolford, though, once he's down on the ball. A little more time taken here. And he switched sides, but still thin. Notice the cue ball. Way low. And there's that ball, the 3. I guarantee you that was the back ball. Guaranteed. And I'm not positive, but I guarantee it the way it reacted. Yeah, so watch the 3. 1, 2, 3 towards the left side. If you break from the other side of the break box, it's going to go 1, 2, 3 towards the right side. Then to the upper right, the 2 is laying over the lower left corner. Well, the 5 got in maybe the worst position it could possibly have gotten in. Good news for Shane. The 3 is laid up in the left side, so he can go rail first. No broken bones. I don't believe the 7 passes the 8. Yeah, is he looking at an angle there to maybe disturb the 7 or the 8 when playing the 4? Because he's going to have a look at the 5 no matter what to the lower right? Is this thought process? Yeah, and he's going to use the long rail for the speed. I think he traveled a little further than he would have liked. Probably quite a lot further than he would have liked. 6 to 8 inches. Yeah, do you take the chance now? I don't know that you do, because you're really going to have to force the cue ball. And what I mean by that is take a chance at disturbing the 8 or the 7. I'm going to bet on whatever he chooses. You can still get to the 7. Anywhere on the left side of the table, it plays to the lower right. You can play the 7-8 combination. So I don't know if it's time to take that chance. Well, it clearly is. And he played it at such a high percentage coming off the bottom rail with the left spin going into the back of it. Very little room for error there. Meaning it could really not go wrong very easily. He's found himself straight a couple of times. Can just draw back here. Could float forward. Yeah, and that's a drag stroke, allowing the cue ball to turn over prior to contact on the 7. I also don't believe that there's anybody better when the layouts are difficult than Shane. He seems to be at his best when the balls are laying tough. He's such a smart player, thinks ahead a little bit better than the rest. It's also the same in the push-out department. When he rolls out, you just shouldn't. I'm just going to give all of us a piece of advice, including myself. You should never give it back, because he's got something in mind and you're probably not going to like it. It's the same old song and dance. This time a couple of balls fall. He's snookered heavy behind the 3, but the 1 shallow of the right side once again. Here's another look. The 5 got kissed in off the 4, I believe. And the 2 makes the 5, and then the 4 trickles into the right corner. And here is the rollout. He's looking to leave himself a jump shot with a window between the 3 and the 8 for the 2 next. You just don't want to give this back. And I would be shocked if Wolford does, but he's moved the 9 in front of the 2. Kind of changes everything there. Because now you've got to draw this, and that's why Wolford has given it back, and I can't fault him. And if you don't draw it, maybe you can pound forward, but you got to do something with the cue ball. It's the overcut. And I guess I'll touch on it real quick. The reason these guys overcut it in a jump shot, or we overcut it jumping the ball, is because the back arm tends to want to go sideways or outwards on the way down, because you're so elevated in the back. And if that happens, you're going to kind of swipe at the cue ball, which puts side spin on it, which allows the overcut. Yeah, kind of full hit here. I don't know what's happened. Got a little lucky. Does he go with the cross side jump here? I think there's kind of a backdoor safe play if you don't hit the 7 with the cue ball. Really elevated here. He went straight at the combination. I felt like that was tougher than maybe going cross side, because that way you get the cue ball up and down. I'm not going to question his decision. Pinched it. Yeah, just a pinch into the right knuckle there. Not going to go on a diamond table. I don't care how big the pocket is. At that speed. It's the worst feeling in the world. I know it all too well. We know that we're supposed to aim to the pro side of the pocket, which is the inside or left side of that pocket. And when we miss it, we seem to always pinch it and catch it to the right knuckle, and it's the worst feeling. It's just, you know better, but you do it anyway. I'm sure we've all been there. Coming all the way down, I believe. Very good. Just making slick, quick work of each and every rack when he has an opening. And that's what he does. He's a machine. An absolute machine. Game number 10 goes to SVB, leading 8-2, and that chest is poked out. He's strutting around like a big-time chicken. And you don't want to be on the other side of that. He sure would like to finish with making the one, though, in the side. He has, I think, been maybe 10% at best. He's made it twice in the side, so he switched sides. He's going to experiment just a little. Keep your eye on the 3 and the 1. Well, he's gone high with it. Interesting. Yeah, he's just pointed at where the one hit, past the side. He's got the short cue out. Seems like they're constantly waiting for Ralph to break up there. He must be winning a lot of games. Or just takes forever to break. I think it's the first part. Oh, this is going to turn out okay. He's threaded the needle somehow between the 4 and 6, back up and down. Yeah, look at this. Just avoids the 6, then the 4. He's got the 2-5 on to the lower left. Yeah. I don't know if he thought that one out. The last thing you want to do in this position is play safe, but I think you've got to play your percentages. I know you're playing Shane Van Boening. Easy to go on tilt and just take a flyer here. And I don't blame him. I get it. I've been there a million times, but numbers say otherwise. No, good hit. Are you going to get paid off? Pretty much. It does have a decent look to the upper left. This is another one you can pinch into the left knuckle. Better to hit it much wider. And he has pinched it into the left knuckle, and it's very frustrating. The 9 was in a tough spot there, but he's seen enough, he's felt enough, he's had enough. SVB opened up with a 5 piece, and I think that'll do it for a lot of us. SVB into round number 8 without a loss. Wolford, well, until next year, he is out of the 9-ball. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. One more time, Railbirds TV on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a great night.